Today, we're going to be going over 8 players that you need to absolutely run and grab off your waiver wire before it's too late. We cannot have these guys slip into other players in your league because they will be used against you in your fantasy playoffs. That is not an option here. But before we get into these guys, I want to encourage you to quickly hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video at the end if any of this information helped you. Right now, we're going to be starting it off with Deshaun Watson, a great quarterback. He's coming back from suspension for the Cleveland Browns, going up against the Houston Texans. So this is going to be a huge game for Deshaun Watson. Like I said, first game back from suspension. He has some great weapons at hand. Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Njoku, all the keys are set up for this guy. And if you have a quarterback that's maybe struggling at the moment and you're in a deeper league, let's say you have Russell Wilson, can't get anything going, you need to prioritize getting Deshaun Watson off the waivers if he's not already taken. Currently on ESPN, he's rostered in only 42.2% of leagues. Guarantee you next week when he comes back, that will jump way higher. So if you don't already have Deshaun Watson, go out, see if he's rostered. If not, grab this guy immediately. Coming in at number 2, we have TREYLON Burks, having another solid game against the Cincinnati Bengals here. 4 catches for 70 yards on 6 targets. We want to see those targets go up, but he also fell on a fumble in the end zone. Derrick Henry took it all the way down the field, dropped the ball in the end zone. TREYLON Burks jumped on it and grabbed anybody who started him another 6 points in PPR leagues or standard leagues. I think it counts for the same. You love to see that. All right, we're not basing this performance just off that. I know it helped him out a lot, but still, he seems like the #1 receiver in Tennessee. And I like how Ryan Tannehill and his connection is transforming as the weeks go on. So I would definitely prioritize grabbing TREYLON Burks. If you need a flex option, if you need even a wide receiver 2 option, wouldn't hate playing him, especially next week against the Philadelphia Eagles, whose defense is giving up a lot of points currently on a week-to-week basis. Next up on this list is Zay Jones on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This guy looks like he's a man on a mission. I can't lie. The last 2 weeks for Zay Jones. First of all, against Kansas City, 8 catches, 68 yards on 10 targets. This game against the Baltimore Ravens, which is not the easiest defense to go up against, 11 catches, 145 yards, 14 targets. So that's 27.5 PPR fantasy points. He didn't even find the end zone in this game. But are you kidding me? 14 targets for Zay Jones. If that doesn't tell you right there that you need to go pick this guy up, please go pick this guy up. Trevor Lawrence looks like the real deal too, especially when they get down in games. Trevor really bumps it up and passes it, you know, obviously way more when they're losing games, but that's exactly what you want to see. This Jaguars team is not going to blow people out from the very beginning, most likely. So they will be trailing in these games, and that's the perfect situation for Zay Jones. And we've seen it already in Christian Kirk. These guys are both thriving in this offense. We want to see that continue, and I really think it will. So I'd grab Zay Jones before it's too late. Next up on this list is Jameson Williams, and Jameson Williams actually hasn't played a single game yet for the Detroit Lions, but the good news is he did just return to practice for the first time last week, so I expect him to play maybe 2 to 3 weeks from now if we're lucky, and he is going to be just a great compliment to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Once he's fully healthy, I expect Jameson Williams to be the guy in Detroit. I know Jared Goff isn't the best quarterback, but we've seen some good production out of Amon-Ra so far. Wouldn't expect any less to carry over to Jameson Williams in this offense. They do score a lot of points, which is good. So there's passes to go around. There's points to be scored for everybody. Pick up Jameson Williams, stash him on your IR spot until he's back in your lineups, and then, you know, let it fly. Let him fly, baby. You got to let him blossom into your lineup, and I think he could be a great addition to your team. Next up, we have KYREN Williams, whose production is increasing week after week. If we look here, week 10 against Arizona, only had 1 carry for 9 yards. The past week in New Orleans, 7 carries, 36 yards. And then against the Chiefs here, 11 carries, 35 yards. He also is very consistent in PPR leagues for the catches out of the backfield. 3 catches the first week, then another catch the second week, and then 3 more this week. So you can probably rely on this guy as a low-end flex play as the season progresses, especially he's going to get more action with Matt Stafford out there. I know Bryce Perkins played this week. It was not the best situation, but that should improve as time goes on. Little side note here. I know I told some of you, pick up Bryce Perkins if you absolutely desperately need a quarterback. I was taking a shot in the dark there. Didn't work out. I probably won't be taking any more shots in the dark. All right. That was just a Hail Mary. If it worked out, like I said, you'd call me a genius. Didn't work out. I know you can call me an idiot. I really, it's it's respectable at this point. Yeah, I was taking a shot. On to number 6 here, Darius Slayton, the #1 wide receiver in the New York Giants association right now, because Wan'Dale Robinson is injured. I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but as long as he's out, Darius Slayton is the go-to guy here. Had a little bit of a off game against Dallas, but that's expected. Dallas's defense is great. I'd still be picking up Darius Slayton. If you need a guy to start in your flex spot, Slayton could be the guy in weeks to come here. Next up, we have DeAndre Carter, and I mentioned him in a pickup video, a waiver pickup video a couple weeks ago. But since that time, he's been nothing but somewhat consistent for us. I mean, 10.3 against Atlanta, 16.4 against a really good San Francisco defense. Kansas City, he dropped 6.3. And then this past week against Arizona, 7 catches, 73 yards, a touchdown on 10 targets. 10 targets for a guy that's not named Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Josh Palmer is very shocking and something you need to take note of, because Josh Palmer actually had a mediocre game in this one, but Carter stepped up in that spot. So going against the Raiders next week, who give up a ton of points on defense, you know, maybe Carter's a flex play for you, especially if Mike Williams misses more time. I don't know when he's going to be healthy. They need him to be healthy soon, but as of right now, you got Keenan Allen going out there every week, Josh Palmer, and DeAndre Carter. So pick him up if you need a guy. Last but not least, we have JaMycal Hasty, who dropped 20.5 PPR fantasy points. He was so ineffective on the ground, 12 for 28 yards, which is really bad. 2.3 average yards per carry. But the thing you love about JaMycal Hasty in PPR leagues is the catches out of the backfield. 5 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Travis Etienne went down. This is an option solely for when Etienne does not play. Hopefully that injury is not too serious. I know a lot of people were playing him this week, so you're probably not happy about what went down with his foot, but that's just the way fantasy football works sometimes. Happens to every single team at some point. So, you know, if you do have Etienne on your team and you're not 100% confident in him playing next week, which I wouldn't be because he stayed out, you know, the majority of the game, go ahead, pick up JaMycal Hasty just in case that you need to plug a guy into that spot. He could be your guy. Anyways, guys, if any of this information did help you, make sure to drop a like on the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, guys.